Okay, so is everybody good to play adventure games, the Gloom City File, Chapter 2?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it going. So where we left off with Chapter 1, we're all in these positions here.
Right. I was a lot shorter.
Charles
Oh,
Charles has had a complete makeover.
Charles
He's now going by the name Don. We had an event that happened. We concluded with an event that happened where basically the guy who's imprisoned us here and has taken people that we individually care about hostages. He has escaped and sped away in a car. We've seen that, but meanwhile he's sprung a trap, and that trap has stuck us in this like attic away from the rest of the asylum, so we cannot get back down here to this part of the asylum. And now we're supposed to read this bottom part to start chapter 2.
Awesome. And that says take adventure card A2 and read it out loud, then place your character figures on location card G2.
Okay, before that happens, I just would like to clarify. So you brought me in. At no point did anybody mention this was an asylum that we were trapped away from. And I don't understand why the rushing back into the asylum.
We're in the attic.
Yeah,
we're
still
kind of in the asylum.
I still feel like, would you like to roam through the asylum or be trapped in one small part where you can do things as a group?
So
just making sure that it's
we were all, we
shanghaied you.
We're all disgraced, suspended coppers. We were all lured here under false pretenses, individually lured here, and then we were shut in, so we didn't have a way to get out of the asylum. But then it was made known to us that a loved one from each of our personal lives has been taken hostage. So we've been trying to find clues and solve puzzles to try to find out who's doing this, and we now think we know the identity of the person. We don't know what we did to piss them off, I don't think, but
we have a feeling.
It's a former inmate of the assignment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He was a kid when he lived here. Like, this is his stuffed animal.
Okay.
Some of the newspaper articles and things like that relate to. We even found his
family photo. This is like him, and the eyes of his dad are crossed out and stuff.
Sure.
So
This is this rusty knife he used to play with.
Well, there was a lobotomy. I think he might have done.
Lobotomized. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry, I digress.
So we were still trying to find clues to try and find our loved ones so that we could, rescue them when we got trapped in the attic.
Okay.
And everything. So right now
now we're gonna do the 18.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. So not much to this one. Escape from the asylum and begin pursuing the perpetrator. Sounds easy.
So that is our goal for this chapter.
All right.
One simple
sentence. I thought that was that's our next action.
No,
you have escaped and you have now caught the perpetrator.
That is our objective for chapter 2.
Okay. That I accept. I thought it was just telling us.
And it says we have to put all of our people on location G. Location every side of it.
Okay.
So the way we've been using, there's a bunch of tokens over here, Don.
Sure.
The way we've been doing this is when we get a new location, we've been putting question marks next to all of the location numbers until we investigate. That way we can keep track of what we have and have it. So I'm not sure exactly if this is one supposed to be attached to 104 or 102, but I think that's 104. 707 has yet to be investigated here.
Yeah.
But we can't go down here.
Now, which one of those things up there?
It was down.
Okay. Yeah, so you have not been bitten in the attic yet?
Correct. No, I was.
I was going to say, it seems odd.
Maybe I was. Where was I bitten by the rat? Was it the attic or was it
the finger?
I think it was the finger. I think it was looking in.
I reached my hand in between some floorboards and got bit.
I mean, the only person I've ever known to been bitten inside was bitten by reaching a finger into the attic.
Okay.
So it seems thematic that you should. So why don't you go ahead and check out that last place just in case there's another snake?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
We'll start with Garrett.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll check it out. I don't think there's a snake behind this door.
With the remaining bricks piled up so loosely, you better make sure to get out of here as quickly as possible. Still at least 20 feet to go to the bottom, though, if not maybe even 25.
Okay.
All right, so then where does
Rachel
yeah.
show? And we can pass things back and forth.
So
too,
we've
pretty
gone to
freely.
all of the locations that are on there.
Yep.
So this is after the cave in.
Well, I say that. I'm not 100% sure. Did we investigate 706? There wasn't a question mark left on it, but this came out like right before we ended, so we might not have.
And what's the significance of the yellow as opposed to?
I think they're the changes.
Yeah.
Because this has 605, this one has 605, but we did something that opened up new possibilities.
Yeah.
So double checking 706 might be good. The other thing is, since it sounds like there's loose bricks, I don't know if we have like a crowbar amongst our group. Maybe the knife, but I've got a fine brush. Like I've got nothing.
I've got a clothespin, but I don't in a pile of sheets. Now I wonder if pile sheets can be tied together.
Oh, that might be
So
still is 20. Yeah, actually,
when it gets to, if you want to take this from me and just try to combine 30 with 707.
Yeah, since it says at least 20 feet to go to the bottom, though, there may not be. Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
So for her turn, she can take this from me and try combining that with 707.
Oh, whoops, I am typing. I was expecting the clicky noise. 306.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah.
It's concatenation.
You quickly knot the bed sheets together as tightly as you can and test the strength of your improvised rope. You are pleased to see it can hold even a large grown adult without any problem. But now you have to hurry. You tie a loop, wrap it around a roof beam, and toss your escape line out. The rope of bed sheets reaches to just above the ground. Perfect. One after the other, you step through the opening and start the descent. As you finally reach the ground, you want to take up pursuit immediately, but you realize that you stand no chance on foot against a motorized vehicle. Together, you hurry to your car and get in. But when the engine finally starts, there's no sign of the fleeing car. So all you can do is follow the culprit in the general direction of downtown and hope to somehow track him down before he harms the hostages. Return adventure card 30 to the box. Take location card H and place it to the...
I'm going to pause it for a second. So 30, take location H and place it to the right of location card A. So it'll go here.
Okay.
H. So there. Then set all character figures on location card H. Read entry H.
Apparently we're all going. Because that's what we were told. We were to go escape from its own and pursue the we're doing.
Your path leads towards downtown. You search for the black car at every intersection, so it takes nearly an hour for you to arrive at the train station. Your engine sputters a little and then dies. What a lemon. But what can you do? You have no choice but to get out and have a look around. At this hour, the area in front of the train station is only lightly populated, and the few passers-by go about their own business or simply avoid you. A little kiosk is still serving drinks and snacks through a service window, 801. It looks like someone left their lighter next to an ashtray, 802. To the right, beneath the glow of a streetlight, there's a young man who looks like he's seen better days, 803. Pants are ripped, the arms of his leather jacket are worn, and his shoes are full of holes. He casts furtive glances in your direction, watches your every step. The train station itself looks closed, with just a dim light showing through the door. Your gaze pauses on an old poster on the outer wall, 804. In addition to the route you took to get here, there's also a narrow alley leading deeper into the city, 805. At the intersection, you see the perpetrator's car smashed into the wall, 806. Take adventure card X4.
I sometimes love how I forgot about that. I love how they order the description of the room. It's like, oh yeah, and you see the perpetrator's car smashed into the wall.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
it's like,
is that
like
not the-
incidentally,
Yeah.
like
wasn't there like blood last time that it was like the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
thing that
yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
mentioned?
Yeah,
It's like,
they-
oh, by the way,
they're like-
there's blood literally everywhere.
yeah, you know, they'll do things like you see motes of dust sparkling in the rays of the evening sun coming through the window. There's an old piano in the corner. Blah 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 blah. And over there, you see a body. You know, it's like, not the first thing you would notice. You know,
I feel like I know where we're disgraced cops. It's like, like,
That's funny.
prioritize, man.
all right, on foot.
So X4 then.
Yeah. The car won't move an inch farther. Anyway, whatever, I guess. Unless you push it, which would take way too long. From now on, you will have to continue your pursuit on foot. Okay, I mean, seems a little contrived circumstance to me, but whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
That means, as long as this card is displayed, you have no way to return to the asylum. You cannot go to the cards G, G1, or G2, nor to any of the location cards A through F. So,
Okay. Separated. All right.
and that is.
I vote we look for a mechanic.
I think you're up if you want to take the next look around.
I'm gonna go to that hot dog stand.
Yeah, there you go. 801.
801.
Are you exploring this location for the first time? If so, read entry 841. Otherwise, read entry 141.
So yeah, that's how they do a little bit of a system of characters. Remember if they've spoken to us.
Excuse me. You walk up to the service window and find yourself looking into the face of an older gentleman. Yes, looking boring. Fiddles around with the cash register and moves 2 or 3 of his wares onto the counter. Can you tell me when the Mustang crashed? He absentmindedly shakes his head as he counts a few bills. His unhelpful attitude is starting to get on your nerves. Are you even listening to me? He lifts his chin a little, mumbles a soft, yes, of course. Did you see anyone flee the scene? No answer. But then he returns the bills to the register and regards you with his shifty eyes, dark circles standing out beneath them. Would you like to buy something? Listen to me, you snap at him. This is important. I have to know who nailed this car to the damn wall when it happened and where the driver went. Almost incidentally, he looks at his wares and then at you. His bulbous nose is inflamed as he takes a swallow from a flask. You understand why. Information is a product, and products cost money. Cursing, reach into your jacket pocket and grope around for some cash. Read entry 141. So what would you like? Says the man with the broad, greasy grin as he regards you appraisingly. If you don't have enough dough, I also accept payment in kind. Pharmaceuticals are particularly popular with the junkies right now. In order to buy batteries for the flashlight, return 1 card with change to the box and take 2 battery tokens. In order to buy a bottle of brandy, return 2 cards with change to the box and take adventure card 34. In order to buy a bag of chips, return 2 cards with change to the box and take adventure card 35. In order to buy a daily paper, return 1 card with change to the box and take adventure card 36. You may purchase as many objects as you can afford. If you like, you can return adventure card 10 or 19 to the box in place of a card with change. Always be sure to speak to the kiosk owner whenever you want to buy something else later. Is this the first time you're purchasing something from the kiosk? If so, read entry 851.
I think isn't 851 what I know?
I'm fine to sell the anti-venom because I think
The
that
man
should be
hands you
sold.
your wares and painstakingly counts out the money a second and third time before sticking it into the cash register drawer.
Whoops. I'm
What
not
was
going to
it
do
you
that
wanted
yet
to know
because
again?
We have to buy something.
Yeah.
That should be after we buy something.
right.
So what are our options of things that we could buy?
I'm gonna go back to
Well, what would you like?
So batteries for the flashlight. One
Need at the
card
moment.
of
We
change.
have two. at the
Right.
moment.
Oh, good.
We
We
have
have
two
two.
batteries.
Oh, that's
Yep.
great. One card with change, which we only have the one.
We have two.
Nice.
I
Okay.
have change, you have change.
So the change, one change can get 2 battery tokens. In order to buy a bottle of brandy, 2 cards with change. Gets us an adventure card 34.
Yeah, I don't know what the brandy would do other than if it's possibly going to heal, it's like too late for me.
Yeah.
Right. Or it might be like a barter thing with if we like talk to the guy
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something. In order to buy the daily paper, 1 card with change, bag of chips, 2 cards with change. That's it. And we can do 10 or 19 can count instead of a card of change.
Yeah, I don't mind spending the antivenom on something, but
Yeah.
So that was batteries.
Yeah, batteries cost 1.
one for two.
1 for 2. One change for 2.
Brandy.
Brandy is 2 for 1. Chips are 2 for 1. Those both sound like health restoration items.
Yeah, and then
potentially
daily papers.
daily paper with 1 for 1. That one I might be interested in spending the antivenom on because first of all I don't think we're going to need antivenom again because what are the chances that someone else is going to get bit by a snake? I think that was just me. I wonder if the paper will lead us to give us a lead or a clue or something.
Yeah, possibly. But yeah, so that was Don's interaction with Officer April.
Yeah.
So what would you like?
Paisano.
Oh well, I mean, so what we just read.
All of that was just discovery from my showing up there.
Yeah, but you do get to buy something if you want to.
I question: do we need to buy anything like this now?
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel like
we could come back.
if
here.
we need to bribe somebody or do something with money,
Yeah.
I'd hate to.
Well, that's why I was saying we could spend an antivenom.
Sure.
Change. But if we don't think we need the paper right now, then I'll forget.
I mean,
we can hold
do
it.
we want? What's the paper give you? It gives you like an action card.
Well, it's going to be an adventure card. It might be nothing. It might be a clue, which we're thinking this might count towards our positive score at the end.
Okay.
Or it might give us a lead, like it might give us something else that we could, some other place we could go or something else we could do. We don't know. But we're not out of options right now, so we might wait until we're out of options to consider.
I'm fine with waiting.
Okay.
I mean, what kind of news do you get us? Somebody died today or something?
Right. I mean, the car accident happened like immediately.
Yeah.
so it wouldn't have that.
Yeah, it wouldn't have that. Group of disgraced police officers missing.
I'm gonna do the counterintuitive, copper thing. Actually, investigate the wrecked car for evidence left behind by our perpetrator.
Yep.
Well, I don't know how I feel about
806 for.
Yep.
Now, are we all in different places now?
No, we're all in the same.
We're
location.
still in the same location.
Yeah, that's what I was looking
So we can.
Scrap. The guy really must have been in a hurry. The car is scrapped. The guy really must have been in a hurry. A walk around the vehicle reveals that someone swiped the license plates. The perpetrator himself wouldn't have had time for that. Also, he seems to have incurred an injury. There are drops of blood on the pavement leading away from the crash at irregular intervals, deeper into the alley. Following your gut instinct, you kneel down to have a look under the car. Sure enough, down there you find a somewhat soggy business card. Take adventure card 2-8.
You get a soggy business card.
Give me a paper cut.
Right. There's a snake under it.
Well, it's a clue. Larry Harper, private detective, discreet and reliable.
Oh. It leads down the alley. I'm tempted to check out the alley. I can't remember, was that 804 or 805?
It's the one right next to the guy.
Okay.
805. Oh, no, you're saying 803?
No, 805.
Yeah, cool.
The guy is 803. Right? Or was that
I think so.
The narrow, poorly lit
nice.
alleyway leads across old cobblestones and potholes to bars, restaurants, and dance halls. Take location card R and place it to the right of location card H. Then set your character figure on location card R. Read entry R.
It's saying to the right, but I don't think we need this attached to the asylum.
No.
And if we need a little more space, we can even slide these up a bit.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a little bit before we get back to the asylum. All right, so entry card H.
Your path leads towards downtown. You search for the black car at every intersection, so it takes nearly an hour for you to arrive at the train station.
Oh shoot,
Your
I'm sorry.
engine spun.
That was, I was supposed to read R.
Yeah. You're supposed to
You
go.
follow the gradually dwindling track of blood on foot. There are a few times when you lose it, but you don't give up so easily. After searching methodically street by street, you finally manage to hit pay dirt. Did your culprit have a good reason for coming this way? This ill-reputed neighborhood has definitely seen better days. Now it's best known for its crime, broken streetlights, constant muggings, not a place you'd want to be at night without a weapon. It's not for nothing that the nickname of the district on the beat is Little Gomorrah. You really have to be prepared for anything. On one side of the street is Angie's 921, a down-and-out bar whose level of reputability and shabby aesthetic are even further reduced by the clientele coming in and out. Across from it stands one of the few office buildings. The rents are as low as the expectations of the renters. Still, someone has considered it worthwhile to hire a night watchman to stand guard during the night and evening hours. Looking bored, he has stationed himself before the door of the complex 922. A little further down the street is one of Gloom City's police stations, 923, which evidently has done little to bring the level of crime here under control. A little way in front of the station, there's a narrow side alley branching off 924. Where it leads, however, you couldn't really say.
All right, so it didn't describe where the blood led, but we've got some options. Rachel.
I don't know what you think. Either look at the poster or talk to the guy. What was 804? Wasn't 802 like some kind of a poster or something, right?
And it sounded like maybe, I think 802 was like a cigarette lighter.
Oh, no,
ashtray,
you're
possibly.
right. Cigarette lighter.
804, I don't recall what 804 is.
So 803, is that just somebody who might have witnessed?
Yeah,
That's my guess, yeah.
that was my guess.
Especially since the trail of blood left.
So again, if we're supposed to be competent officers, and we didn't get anything off the wrecked vehicle,
Right.
maybe the next thing to do would be, hey, talk to the witness before he books it.
Right. I thought it was a hot dog saying I thought maybe the guy.
Might have seen it, yeah, exactly. Might have witnessed somebody.
Yeah, I think 803 would be good.
Sounds good. So 803. Weird. It doesn't seem to have audio for this one. I also, all of it, it's phrased as if it's in the middle of something. I might check the book for this one, or if you check 803, because mine starts with, but before you can speak to him, the guy takes to his heels. So I'm thinking that there might be a little glitch in this side, and we might be missing a paragraph, plus the audio trigger.
You got it? You want me to? 666. Great. 806, 805. 803. It starts with "but before you can speak to him."
Weird. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So I do have it. It just didn't play the audio either. But before you can speak to him, the guy takes to his heels and tries to leave you in the dust. There is something wrong with this though, because then it says of him after a few feet. Apparently, it's not just his clothes that are in a sorry shape. It's like they pasted over it or something.
Yeah, read that again.
Sorry,
I was just trying to close it so I don't see all this.
Yeah, no, I agree, but yeah, I didn't read ahead.
803. But before you can speak to him, the guy takes to his heels and tries to leave you in the dust. You hurry after him and catch hold of him after a few feet. Okay. Apparently, it's not just his clothes that are in sorry shape. Hey, where are you off to all of a sudden? You say as you hold tight to his arm. I just want to ask you something. He tries in vain to shake you off and finally calms down and lets you lead him to a bench. So, what were you in such a big rush about as soon as you saw me? He hesitates, sizing you up carefully. You're a cop, right? He responds.
Looking at her, that's his
Yeah.
conclusion.
Yeah,
right.
Well, she looks like Lacey.
Oh, wait a minute,
Lacey.
is it her?
Yeah,
It's her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a cop, right? He pulls the arms of his jackets lower over his hands. You can well imagine that he's trying to hide. Don't worry, that's not why I'm here. All I want to know is what you saw while you were hanging around here. Do you know when the Mustang crashed? And did you see where the driver went? The young man really does.
Look surprised.
Now we do have
He
audio.
wonders for a moment, and then his face lights up as if in a flash of inspiration. Right, maybe 20 minutes ago. Came tearing down the street and gave it too much gas. Still stuck to the wall right over there. Okay, so what genius he's not. He nods with satisfaction as if he were expecting to win a medal and points to the wreck. Okay, this is all pretty obvious already, but did you see who was driving and where he disappeared to? He nods again. All right, he's still being cooperative. Sure, of course. A funny-looking guy peeled off, seemed to be injured, took off toward downtown. How come? Did he do something bad? He seems pleased by the thought that, for once, he's not the one in trouble.
All right.
No, he's the guy who's going to get testified against you.
Right. You're going, Officer April Sano.
All right. Well, here's a question. Do we need a cigarette lighter?
If it's something to be picked up, I think it'll be useful to acquire it. Yeah.
Well, they said a cigarette lighter is left on an ashtray or something.
I think it was something like that.
And then the other one, I thought they said something about a toaster.
Okay.
But I don't know what that does for us other than tell us where that feels like exposition. I'll just go to 802 and see if that's something we can pick up, because I think it feels like it's either that or there's some like scraps of paper.
Right.
The gas lighter is still half filled and works. Too bad for whoever lost it. Take adventure card 37.
It's a lighter.
Yay!
Can I combine that lighter with this music sheet or this newspaper article? Oh,
You can combine it with a lot of papers.
Combine it with the newspaper.
I haven't thought of
There you
it.
go. Burn all the evidence.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta have a plan.
I want my loved one back. I'm going to get my loved one back by getting in good with it.
Right.
Is there a
Promise.
is there a clock on this?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure there's not.
Okay.
I take that back slightly. There might be in terms of what our score is at the end, but I don't think that it changes the story itself.
And what do you think? Have we figured out what the star? Those are things that have value.
Those are, I think, extra points. I think at the end.
Oh, okay.
Like so.
I'm gonna go talk to that.
Like he's got the one with 2 stars,
Yeah.
or 2 with 2 stars.
Yeah, because
Oh.
well, I also injure myself a lot.
Yeah, true.
922. Yeah, 22.
For the security guard, I think that's a good call.
Evening, mister. You nod to the security guard. Bowers. John Bowers. And you? What brings you to this area? GCPD. Ongoing investigation. Have you seen anything suspicious recently? Sorry, my shift only started a few minutes ago. Any objection to my taking a look around the office building? He stands up and tightens his uniform. Can you provide some ID? You knew that badge would come in handy when you borrowed it from the chief's office after being thrown out. Sure, here. Appears to be in order. Okay, go ahead. The offices are locked, though. Maybe Mr. Harper can help you with whatever it is you're looking for. His detective agency is also in the building. At this hour, he will probably be with his buddies in the bar across the street. Take location card J and place it face down above location card R, if it is not already displayed there. From now on, you can go to location card J whenever you like. When you go there for the first time, reveal location card J. Read entry J.
Alright.
So, and this is, actually kind of true to life, is that, police badges are just that. They're a badge, but they're not a photo ID.
Right.
Which means they're kind of like a bearer bond. Anyone can take it from you and then impersonate
Yeah.
an officer. As opposed to like, whenever the FBI would come, knocking at our door, theirs is not a badge. Theirs is a folio that with a picture ID that then says, FBI and then their title and everything. And I'm like, I think, ultimately that's probably better than just this shiny gold badge that
Right.
says officer number, badge number blah, Anyway, is what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's some good options. If the private detective is in the bar, I think I'm gonna head to the bar.
Okay.
9:21.
Except for this particularly seedy guy, all of the establishments closed their doors several hours ago. The people you meet at this hour don't inspire much more trust than the ones at the train station. But you won't get any closer to finding the perpetrator by just wandering around aimlessly. So, what the heck? The door opens with a creak. Take location card I and place it below location card R. Then place your character figure on location card I. Read entry I.
So mine was an automatic entry.
Riffraff generally prefer the company of riffraff, so if it wasn't the perpetrator himself who was here, somebody might still know him or his car. Inside of Angie's, it smells of alcohol and stale sweat. The furniture, the floor, and even the clientele all make a more or less filthy impression. A young, overworked waitress gives you a friendly smile as you enter 901, but then gets right back to work serving a lively group of gentlemen their beer 902. The older woman, 903, behind the bar, 904, seems to let the customers' chatter go in one ear and right out the other, but that doesn't stop them from talking. Further towards the rear, there's a corner for playing bar games, next to a pool table, 905, and a dartboard, 906. A cup and dice await willing players.
All right. Rachel.
Well, is it best to clear things or move on?
I don't think
We
get help.
originally thought that we could always come back for stuff, but then we got locked off from here. So you'll notice that like we have something on investigated over there. So in theory, if someone doesn't go to 804, something could happen where we would never get back to it, like
Yeah.
in this case. But that doesn't mean that 804 is necessarily important. Yeah.
Now, 924 took us down a random alleyway that we don't know where it goes. 923 was what, the building? Or no, it was the police department. I don't think we want to go to the police department.
Yeah, because I don't think he would be going there.
So
I was wondering if he'd be going into the bar, but no, I don't think he stepped into the bar.
yeah, but I'm guessing the guy, the detective, is at 902.
Yeah.
Do we want to split up? Want to go?
Sure.
Want to take her and me, the hour and me,
There you go.
up to Jay?
Nice.
Let's go to Jay.
Entry J.
Determined, you try to enter Mr. Harper's detective agency. It's in a building with various businesses, but there's hardly a light on. Even here on down-and-out High Street, it would typically attract attention for strangers to rove around in front of the offices, or even inside of them at this hour. Fortunately, the guard doesn't stop you, which will make things quite a bit easier. But even though nobody seems to be on site at the moment, you have an uneasy feeling. After climbing to the second story and searching for the right door, you finally find the sign identifying Harper's Detective Agency. Other than two prickly pear cacti on each side of the doorframe, 161, and a worn-out doormat, 162, this part of the corridor is pretty bleak. You suspect that the two landscape photographs to the left and right of the door, 163, and the display case with the model of a park across the hall, 164, probably belong to the architectural firm housed on this same floor. Judging by the keyhole, all that's needed is an ordinary room key without any bells and whistles, 165.
All right, I think she's done there.
I think so.
I think we just got that information and was able to give it to us.
Yeah.
But I don't think we bust in.
Well, yeah, so you get to pick a place. She just went there, and you were supposed to read Jay when you went there first time. So
Yeah,
back.
but
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I don't know if she's gonna stay. So other than maybe looking at the box, the wall art or the thing, like I don't think she wants to bust in. Because what's a lady like that gonna do if a man traps her inside of a room?
Right. She's a cop.
I'm not saying I have a revolver inside of this clutch in my hand, but Derringer, Silverado. Let's look at the 164 because that seems random.
Was that the cactus? Or
That's the cabinet, I believe.
Okay.
The glass box is secured with a small lock. The park beneath it looks astonishingly realistic. Indeed, it is an unmistakable representation of the green space behind this building. On closer inspection, you see a small figure sitting on a park bench in front of a little pond. He is wearing a dark cowboy hat and has gray hair and a somewhat portly physique. The man sits beneath several trees made out of brass wire and is feeding a family of ducks. The plaque next to him reads, "The Architectural Office of Barton & Fowler thanks Mr. Harper for his service on behalf of our firm."
Do I have to double to go into here, or can I just go?
Yeah, you could just go all the way.
All right, I'm gonna do 902 because I think that's
Is there a check mark next to 902? If so, read entry 248.
Otherwise, read 348. This is the first time. Yeah.
Are you Rachel or Simon? If so, read
April.
entry 451. Or
It's not Rachel.
Yeah, April gets 551.
It's April. Oh,
one of the men looks familiar. You grab a chair, slide it over to the trio's table, and slowly sit yourself down on the new seat, next to an older gentleman with gray hair and a black Stetson. "Get lost," he slurs, as his pal sighs up the situation in silence. "Larry Harper, what a surprise to find you in a dive like this. Although, come to think of it, maybe it's not such a surprise after all." "I said get lost." The beer glass in his hand trash is on the table, but you won't be put off that easily. Is this how you treat an old friend? You don't even try to suppress a peevish grin. Since he once took his nose too deep in your business and you got his license pulled, you and ex-detective Harper have not exactly been on good terms. Listen, you say more seriously as you turn towards me. We need some information, and you might be able to help us. A scornful laugh escapes him. His alcohol-clouded brain lets him think he has the upper hand. And why would I do that? Luckily, you have a way to sweeten the prospect of cooperation. What if I can get you your license back? All you need to do is take us on a trip to your office. Well, Larry Harper regards you skeptically, blinks a few times, but is already lowering his hand into his trouser pocket. You're messing with me, right? Yes. I'll keep my word, for sure. You know that. The drunken brains process in the office. Finally, he gets much too close to your ear. Be careful with the damn thing, and leave it in the planter when you're done. With that, he fishes a key ring out of his trouser pocket, jiggles off one of the keys, and hands it to you. Place a check mark on 902. Take adventure card 39. If it is not already displayed, take location card J and place it face down above location card R. From now on, you can go to location card J whenever you like. When you go there for the first time, reveal location card J, read entry J.
All right. So you got his permission. But I don't know what we would really get from up there, but at least
Wait a minute, it said a check mark, right?
yes.
But there was also an entry to read if it has a check mark, right?
Yes. So it's revisible. Oh, yeah, gotcha.
What's the difference?
The black check marks are basically there's nothing more here.
Fixed or something.
Oh.
Like
Yeah, you had a puzzle, you solved the puzzle, and there's nothing more to do.
Well, clearly, if Rachel would have got
White
there,
check mark is like it's unlocked, and now you can
Now,
interact.
have you run across that before, where it's two? If it's these two, do this. If it's those two,
Yeah.
And are they consistently the same, or is it just changed?
I think it's different flavor.
Yeah, every time it's like a different interaction, you know.
No, but I meant like, is it
Oh no, it's not always.
Rachel and Simon?
Or sometimes sometimes it's completely individual. Sometimes it's four different branches.
Yeah, or if it's one of them and the others get the same.
Because I wonder what Rachel and Simon did to him. We busted him and took his license. Not so disgraced now, am I?
Mm-hmm.
Got rid of that fake police. Well, I got the police.
Yeah, that's a good point because she's a lieutenant. Yeah, I don't know.
Why did the
Well, we all had ranks prior to being suspended. So she was a lieutenant. I was a sergeant.
Well, I am just a straight up officer, and that just says that I'm a beat cop.
I don't know. So what is April?
That
was April. Okay, so it is.
I got the key.
It is to Sergeant Marcus Burke.
I got the key next to the knife.
Okay, so since you have the key, you can get in here, and I can.
Well, I can. Oh, you're not in here. I can give it to him, but not you.
Correct. But that's fine.
Well, I mean, this is unlocked. Something is locked, though.
Yeah, just the door.
Okay.
161,
Well,
I think, is the door.
I'll let you guys get over there. There's plenty of other stuff to do.
You're gonna go talk to that lady, or that other lady,
Um,
or places arts. Whatever. What
I'll,
else?
I'll clean the board, so I'll just do 804 to clean this board here.
Among a variety of stickers, there is a surprisingly intact old poster on the wall of the train station. It's been a long time since anyone tried to liberate the walls and windows from unwanted advertisements, scribbled insults, and other vandalism. About as long as this once beautiful city has been falling into decay. Premiere for the first time and only a short time here in Gloom City, announces the fine print on the poster for a theater performance that took place in the long since closed Trinity Theater. Since the city went into decline due to criminality and corruption, a lot of prestigious businesses have been torn down. Nobody wanted their hotel, shopping center, or theater associated with this cesspool of vice any longer. So all the economically viable companies gradually left to make room for yet more trash. As so often, you wonder, what is it you're still looking for here? And what became of the city that was once so dear to your heart that you wanted to go after anyone who might harm her? In a fit of nostalgia, you rip the poster off the wall, wad it up, and stick it in your pocket. Take adventure card 38.
Weird that you wad it up and stick it in your pocket. Like, if you want to keep it, why not fold it? Or if you want to trash it, why not wad it up and toss it
But I
away?
get more stars.
Okay.
I'm
Wow.
the one that gets the stars.
Wow. All right. So yeah, you already spoke to the detective. I think I might go down the alley to see where the blood continues.
Being a proper copper.
924. Blood wasn't described going anywhere in particular, but since it looks like the bar is not the right place, and I don't think the police station is where he would go.
A dark alley that quickly branches and turns into a dangerous labyrinth of hidden paths and shabby backyards.
That's literally it. Okay, I guess we might need more information to combine, like a map or clue or something
Sure.
to go to the alley. I'm gonna write that down just for 924. Alley labyrinth.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think checking out something up there. Is 165 possibly the only thing that's locked? Oh, I think 162 is still interactive.
Yeah,
I think that's the
that was in the wrong.
cactuses.
Yeah.
But I think 165, is that the door proper? Was that the?
I don't think so, but it might be.
I don't remember what was locked. Although, well, unless it was talking about the cactuses, but maybe it's the door next to the cactuses.
Yeah, I know. It's a little.
Interactive.
And the picture is a little.
I'm okay with her trying.
I think the
kind of
cactus.
There.
165 is like the window or the window environs. Then 162 looks to be the plants. 163 is definitely that painting.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% sure. There's not a way to go back, is there?
I can go back to J. Not as straightforward as it looks.
I mean, I could look in the book.
Determined, you try to enter Mr. Harper.
Prickly pear cacti is 161. Worn out doormat 162. I wonder if there's a key under the doormat.
Yeah.
The two landscape photographs to the left and right of the door, 163. Displayed case with the model of the park across the hall, 164. Judging by the keyhole, all that's needed is an ordinary room key without any bells and whistles, 165. So
all right, so 165 is the
that's
door. So you got 162 is the doormat.
Yeah. I guess since
You get the spare key in there, you ain't gonna have to track him down.
yeah, I think we'll try 162.
Comedy ensues.
Welcome aboard is written on the coconut fiber doormat. To the left and right of the writing, you see two anchors, which, like the rest of it, are pretty well worn. I never took him for an old sea dog, you think. At the same time, he presumably does have the right drinking mentality for life at sea.
That's it.
All right.
Just a doormat.
Sometimes a doormat is just a doormat. I'm tempted to talk to one of these two ladies.
Yeah.
I'll talk to the waitress. 901.
Her long hair swings with every step as she walks over to you. Her friendly smile stands in sharp contrast to the heavy rings around her eyes and her haggard appearance. "Can I bring you something?" she asks, straightening her apron. She sets aside her tray and pulls out her pen and pad to take your order. You come straight to the point. "Do you know the driver of a black Ford Mustang?" She briefly considers, then shakes her head. "Not that I can remember. I haven't been working here long. Maybe you should ask Angie, the owner. She seems to know everyone who lives in this place." Disappointed, you thank the young lady and she hurries off to take her next order.
Well, now I know where I'm going next. Unless you get there first.
Yeah, where?
Well, Angie, the owner, would be 903, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like that was information given her. I wasn't privy to that.
Well, you could walk in and be like, hey, listen, lady behind the bar.
I'm gonna presume you know something. But no, I think he's gonna just like wander over here and
Go to the police department?
Cops.
yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
Do you have adventure card 84? If so, read entry 575. Otherwise, read entry 475.
I don't know that any of us have.
There's no 84 over here.
No.
Alright,
You might want to make a note of that.
yeah, 475.
No police. The perpetrator was pretty clear about this in his instructions.
Oh. What instructions?
Oh yeah,
Our original invitation.
Yeah, it was told not to involve the police.
And the game won't let us mess that up.
Okay.
Alright.
But so we need
85.
to go back to there.
84.
Oh, 84. Gotcha. Oh, thank you.
All right. Well, I was just testing him, you know.
Okay.
Alright.
So we have to catch the guy probably and then take him to the police.
I can go. I'll talk to the owner if you're okay with that.
Yeah. Because at some point we need to get the keys up to the top.
Yeah.
Look, I'm barely limping along here.
Right. Yeah, we need to find out how to heal you. We might need to consider those chips or something.
Maybe we need to go to the asylum and see if they got any pills.
The gaunt-looking older lady behind the counter has to spread herself pretty thin to keep up with all the chores that she's trying to handle. She listens with one ear to the fortunes of her drunken clientele, polishes glasses, pours drinks, and orders the younger waitress around. You try to catch her attention. Excuse me, I'm looking for the driver of a black Ford Mustang. At first, she won't even give you a glance, just grunting, "Dunno." But then she looks up and pauses briefly. Police, right? I recognize you even incognito, she jeers. Well, black Ford Mustang. Someone fleeing the scene, presumably injured? She acts as if she were thinking before replying in the same insolent tone. Nah, and if I don't keep working, somebody's going to get injured here, so why don't you go bug someone else? Very helpful, this lovely lady.
Wow.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nada.
Alright. Rachel. Probably not 165, so either of the others. The statue or
Let's check out the painting, 163.
The two pictures draw your attention. In both black and white photographs, you can recognize the neighborhood where this office is located. They were taken at a time when Gloom City was still in its prime. The buildings look well tended and new. The surrounding landscape is the perfect image of picturesque health. Even at night, the pedestrians in the streets had little in common with the characters slinking around today. The photos also seem to be part of a series, each one showing a small code in the corner, C3 and K11. You casually brush your hand along the frame of the picture on the right and notice that it's protruding conspicuously far from the wall. On a hunt.
It's C3 and K11. Are those
Those
cards?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Or I guess he might call them out later if we're supposed to grab them.
Yeah, there is no C3 or K11.
Okay.
You remove the painting from the nail and, what do you know, there's a small safe behind it. On it you see the initials LH, which will make it clear who the safe belongs to. Could the initials be a clue to the code? What could be hidden inside? The safe is secured with a combination lock. It has 4 digits and currently shows 0111. The 0 seems to have gotten stuck, so only the final 3 digits can be changed. Do you want to try to crack the combination code? If so, read entry 0XYZ, with XYZ corresponding to the missing number combination.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. So
Well, L and H.
I mean, it's Larry, Harper's say,
Right.
obviously. But, so,
Yeah, I don't know what his C3 and K11.
well, here's, I will grab this just in case.
Some chips.
Well, C3 is alphabetically third letter,
Oh, that's true.
and K is alphabetically the 11th letter.
Well, also,
Nice.
but if it's LH, then it's 1, 2, 8.
Okay, I like that.
Because I made a cheat sheet.
Yes, yes.
Right, so if his initials are the key, then L is 1, 2, H is 8, so it'll be 1, 2, 8, so it'll be 0, 1, 2, 8.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like that.
that.
You turn the metal dials and the safe unlocks.
Nice.
What a narcissist mystery marker. He actually used his own initials for the combination. You open the door and find a small silver key and 2 batteries.
What a
You
name.
take both without hesitation, close the safe again, and reset the combination to what it was. Next time he takes a look, maybe he will get the message that he needs to secure his earthly possessions a little better. Take adventure card 4, 5 and 2 battery tokens. Place a check mark on 163.
Who gets the 2 battery tokens?
Rachel.
Oh.
Raquel.
And the display case.
Oh.
Oh, that, okay. Yeah, that should
Nice.
work.
And just, I want to point out that I also put it for the, in this format, for the,
Mirror.
for the mirror, the folded mirrored alphabet, puzzles, right? Because then A folds onto N and so forth. So
Nice.
I'm now keeping this around on the fridge.
That's good. I still think we need to do some like artwork that can be permanent,
Right.
accessible.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
You know what that wall needs is some string and some pictures
There you go.
with letters connecting
Yeah.
the place to
And then
place.
people come over and like, is that a murder board? And you go,
Yeah.
no, it's a murder solving board.
That's true.
Technically different.
Have you ever seen that documentary? It's like Don't Fuck with Cats.
No.
It's fabulous. It's about a group of people that they are.
Don't tell me that they're effing with cats.
No, they're people that solve like mysteries and stuff.
Gotcha.
And some person, for whatever reason, somebody did something to Cat or something like. It's been a minute, and so these people doubled down on we're going to catch this killer, and did because they were all like very like, hey, don't mess with these cats, and it was. I'm missing huge like details. And if we were in front of like a live audience, there'd be lots of comments right now.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Correcting everything that I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I just remember it was an awesome, like the whole thing was great.
There was a very, I wish it had lasted longer. There was a very, it wasn't, real life documentary, but there was a short-lived TV series with the lead was
Buried.
no.
Oh, wait. Oh, buried.
Who's the guy from? No.
Oh, I
You're
thought
the
I'm the
man.
guy. Oh, I'm the
okay,
man.
Pump Up the Volume.
Pump up the volume.
Who is the lead guy? Christopher something, not Walken, but Christopher something. From it.
Yeah, this is fun. I'm gonna watch this.
Well, people know him from like rom-coms generally.
Yeah.
It's like Rat Pack kind of stuff.
Okay.
But anyway, so that actor, so he leads a group of civilians who do that. They take on cold cases just out of, a sense of, interest,
Justice.
curiosity, and injustice, and they just, have it basically as a club go and, track down leads and whatever. So
Oh, that was a TV show.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and it was like half a season before it was canceled or something.
Yeah, and it had an actor in it that was from like commercials, and he was a guy who like would always portray like the telephone pole guy or whatever. I know this show. Yeah, that was Christian Slater.
Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Okay, not Christian Slater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who
was also the male lead of Pump Up the Volume.
No, there's a guy that was in that who was like I had only ever seen him on like TV commercials.
Okay.
Like cell plans and things like that. But he was a very recognizable commercial actor. But nobody, he didn't, it's like the classic character actor that nobody knows their name, but you know him from that thing.
Right.
And he was part of that group, and they were like people whose relatives or somebody had died, and they were worked together as a group to solve mysteries because
they all had a personal stake.
Yeah. And I remember that pretty well. And I remember liking that show.
Yeah, I did too.
But a lot of things I like it.
Yeah.
I like that. Did you ever see Backstrom? Which was, I think, a remake of probably Swedish or some Norwegian. It had Rainn Wilson.
I started a Backstrom, but the one that I started, I was not able to continue in because it's on Prime. But it is, well, not because it's on Prime, but it is on Prime. But it ended up not being English dubbed, and I wasn't
right. That was the one that it was from. So they did an American version of it with Rainn Wilson as that guy from The Office, Dwight, and he was phenomenal in it. Like I loved every choice he made was just kind of brilliant, and he plays that kind of character so well. Yeah. And it was a shame because like why that didn't keep going because. I guess people wanted to see him as Dwight. Probably. But as a guy who is like a total jerk and broken and has so much loss that he comes out as like aggressive, he's brilliant as. Yes. But people don't want to see that because they want to see
my favorite, probably my favorite show of all time. I was up there, has just aired the first episode of the new season on Acorn on Prime. I've yet to watch it. I didn't watch it today, but Broken Road's got in that.
Oh yeah,
I love Broken Road. I mean, even more so than Midsummer Murders, and Midsummer Murders was top of the pops for a long time. Broken Road is now top of the pops. That's awesome.
Not the same category, but I just was listening. And May the 1st is the UK release.
Yeah.
So May the 2nd.
That's exciting. Yeah. Devil's Plan.
Nope. May the 1st is the UK release. So May 2nd will be the world on YouTube Taskmaster. With Jason Mantzoukas as one of the people.
Yeah.
That's cool. That'll be fun.
That's gonna be amazing.
Okay, that's awesome, and it's for a season, not just a special.
Yeah, no, it's
it's season 19.
So I guess occasionally they bring Americans over, and he's full season.
I think he's the first I think he might be. I think he's being hailed as the first American they're going to have.
That's going to be like
because they've had American immigrants before, like people who have immigrated to the UK from America.
Right. So expats over there.
Yeah. But I think he's the first American residing American.
Oh, he's like a perfect. Yeah. He's a perfect type for that. I hope it does as well as I think it will.
But like 19 seasons into Taskmaster, they have kind of you exhausted the pool of local comedians. Because there's literally not I say literally, but I doubt there is a working comic or comic adjacent, because sometimes they're not comics, sometimes
Right.
they're just,
Well, they're presenters. Or
presenters,
whatever,
they're
yeah.
comic adjacent.
Other presenters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I doubt that there's a, person working in that general field who has turned down Taskmaster and
Right.
not lobbied to be on Taskmaster
Yeah.
or turned it down when offered.
Yeah.
Because literally everybody, I will see a new series, right? It's like James A. Caster. He's a world-class comic in his own right,
Sure.
right? But the way they're billed is Taskmaster's James A. Caster has a new,
that's
comedy
funny.
special. It's like once they've been on Taskmaster, that's how that elevates them
Is it
now.
kind of like being an alien on Doctor Who, especially the older Doctor Who's?
But
You've got a plate on your head or something.
I think as far as comic, comedians' name recognition go,
Maybe SNL.
yeah, Taskmaster is the British equivalent of SNL giving that
Sure.
name, broad
Right.
recognition,
Wasn't Ricky Gervais on that show he had extras? Wasn't being a guest on Doctor Who like the thing that all the extras you could make it up to be in, and it's like, oh hey, you now you got lines. Next thing you know, you'll be on Doctor Who. And they were in weird suits in front of a green screen, and they never actually saw the Doctor. They just
we should do that.
All right, back to
Whose turn is it?
I think we need a question mark for not a question mark, a check mark for this because we've solved that.
She just opened that safe.
Yeah, so I think it's
Did it tell us to put a check mark?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She watched a little TV, and now she's done.
Okay.
All right.
But it was a good turn, yeah. And the display case key probably goes in that same room, Jay.
And it's a black check mark
Or-
because they don't want to see it more.
Or it could go
backwards.
into that case, but I don't know. I am tempted to, based off of this stuff, let you have all of your stars down here and move her up to the door. Don't you think?
You've got the key.
I like that, yeah.
Because I have the key, and it'd be
Yeah, yeah.
easier for me to just go up and open it.
Yeah, by all means.
So, let's go to 165.
We'll have to shift all this down.
Yeah, I'm
The
sure we will.
colored wooden door also bears Detective Harper's name. Behind it, you hope to find the information that might help you solve this case. To finally find the scumbag who has managed to make you feel like the prey, even though you're the ones hunting him. But a simple lock is blocking your way.
It doesn't ask, but let's combine the key.
You were supposed to.
Yeah, sorry. 39, 165.
That's what we knew.
That's what we
You
were
insert the key into the lock and turn it without any difficulty. The bolt slides back, and you are able to enter the office. Return adventure card 39 to the box. Read entry 265. Take location card Q and place it above location card J. Then set your character figure on location card Q. Read entry Q. At the detective agency, everything is a hopeless mess. All over the place, you see stacks of old newspapers, 221, open file folders, 223, and
221.
Yeah. 221 is newspapers. File folders is 223.
pizza box piled to the ceiling. You were seized by a sudden anxiety that the culprit has already beaten you to it and destroyed all the relevant information. You're relieved, however, to realize that all of this is simply a matter of the idiosyncratic organizational skills of the colleague to whom an overfilled bulletin board, 222, and a crowbar leaning against the desk, 224, also belong.
We did need a crowbar at some point. I forget what for.
Yeah, I think we were missing it back here. Yeah. I think there was like a painting stuck to the wall or something that we couldn't dislodge.
I think nothing here.
Yeah.
I unlocked that door and I'm in there.
Okay. But you did interact. So
Yes.
You did an action. Okay.
I did an action.
Okay. So I will you know, I heard there was some, I saw you passing by. And so I'm following you because you're a chick and you need a man to protect you, obviously. Oh, I was gonna comment. So like when they were talking about like the painting over here or something, and they're like, oh, you know, Gloom City's, you know, glory days, and when
Right,
it was like, was it called
It's
Gloom
still
City
called-
at that time, or
I
was
was
it
thinking
called
the same
Bright
thing.
City? And then when it went downhill, they had like a referendum before the city council that we should rename ourselves from Bright City to Gloom City.
I think Gloom is a family name, not
Yeah.
tone.
But anyway, you say that. But anyway, I will
Yeah,
check
come
out
on
the
in.
board. 222.
Thank God I got that door open.
This looks like Harper's current case. A confusing collection of names, places, telephone numbers, and dates. They all seem to have something to do with missing person reports that were posted during the past few weeks.
Yeah, our missing
Collins,
person.
the husband of a missing nurse, seems to be Harper's client as evidenced by the invoice addressed to him that is lying right beneath the papers along with Harper's notes on the case. According to Harper, Diana Collins Clark did not have the appearance of someone who simply disappeared of her own will. She had made appointments for the coming weeks, accepted an invitation to her sister's birthday party, and had even already bought a present. She never showed up at the party, though. Diana's sister also attested that she and Paul seemed to be happy in their marriage. Granted, it's not unheard of for someone to sneak off in the dark of night, leaving their life behind and start again someplace else. It could be a new love interest, loss of perspective, or general dissatisfaction is the reason. Usually, though, there will be some critical voices around who will reveal a possible motive. The case of Diana Collins Clark, however, seems to have been different. And she seems not to be alone. There are two other missing persons on Harper's list, Ray Plaza and Christina Rowland. These two seem to have left behind no traces or indications of an unhappy life either. At first glance, the only thing they seem to have in common is they are all in their early 20s. Attached to the paper at the very bottom is a photo that comes as less of a surprise than you would like. The expression on your face hardened as you look at the portrait of Diana Collins Clark. She's one of the people whose photo was attached to the letter at the entrance to St. Mary's. There's just one sad difference. In that photo, she is clearly in bad shape, and right next to it, there's a photo of a black car that is all too familiar to you. Take adventure card 49.
Yeah, I think you know Ray Plaza ran off because of jealousy for her sister. You know, Aubrey. Is it Audrey or Aubrey?
Audrey.
Audrey. I got another star. Oh, it's a clue.
Audrey too?
Audrey Plaza.
Audrey too from Little Shop of Horrors. Excuse me. Sorry.
All right, so Detective Bishop. He's just gonna hang out down here since everybody else is
Collect a few
elsewhere,
stars.
So
Yeah.
Somewhere over here is a game to play.
Right? Yeah.
Nice.
Was it 906?
Well, it said
Was
it
that
was
the dartboard?
the dartboard, and it said the pool table, and then the dartboard with a cup of dice nearby.
Looks like
That's
that's
true.
dartboard is right over there.
And then we've got 904 is the bar itself, and
Mhm.
905 is a patron, I guess. Oh, that was the pool table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Why does it look like there's a dartboard right here?
There is that's 906.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So the clue was
905 is the pool table.
in the back are games, and it said by a pool table,
Okay.
billiard table, and the dartboard is. So I don't know which one, by which one, but
Yeah. I'll 905. Let's play some pool.
yeah.
Get some more coins.
Win some change.
Right.
The green material stretched across the playing surface is already worn thin in some places. On closer inspection, you can even see that the table is tilting to one side. The pool cues are missing as well. The only clue that this table was ever in fact played on and is not merely some kind of decoration is the well-used cube of chalk on the side rail. And someone has left a couple paper clips here. Well, they might still come in handy. They presumably won't be missed here in any case. Take adventure cards 01 and 42.
Wow. This is
I
just
got
this.
paper clips.
This is just like D&D. We go looting, but we get paper clips
Right.
and Bilderberg chalk.
Hey, but don't forget that one guy took a paper clip and turned it into a house.
Right. Right. Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
Rachel.
So, yeah.
Rachel, might as well clear out this run.
Yeah.
161.
And maybe that's a locked case.
The two plants are bearing small yellowish green fruits. You pick one and press carefully against the spiny peel. It barely gives way. Take adventure card 4-4.
I think 164 is the display case that we're supposed to open. It's a prickly pear. A snack like this would be awfully tempting bite between meals. Would you like to eat the fruit? If so, 11-11. If you are Marcus, eat the fruit immediately.
You give it to Marcus. He'll eat it immediately.
I previously in chapter 1, I took some wounds that met one of my story thresholds, and then when you take those wounds, you can't heal them. You can only heal the ones over here. Then I got candy, and because I was Marcus, I ate the candy immediately, and the candy would have healed wounds, but I had no healable wounds at that point. Then the very next turn, I got more wounds after I'd already eaten the candy.
So theoretically, this may heal you or may cause you wounds.
No, it's more than likely to heal me.
Giving it to Marcus.
So at some point, you need that, right?
Well, here's the thing: is I'm already done. I've already gotten all my story progression, so there's no hope for me. I'm a goner regardless.
So it won't heal that back?
You cannot heal these.
Oh.
You can't heal the ones that are your story progression. You can only heal the ones that are, like she can heal hers because she hasn't met her threshold of 2 yet.
Okay.
And you can heal that one over there.
Or hits 4.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
you could heal your 2 before
now importantly, this has a red exclamation.
Yeah.
So one thing we learned is that
don't ignore the.
Well, the thing is there might be a downside to eating this prickly pear.
Yeah.
And if I mark it, if it's ever given to me, I will have to eat it. But the thing is, it has a red exclamation mark. When we ended chapter 1, it had us take note of all the exclamation marks we had because they were going to count negative for us.
Okay.
The only one that we had at one point was my snake bite, but because we cured it, we didn't have any more. So we might have to do something about this prickly pear so that we don't have this exclamation point at the end of chapter 2. That's metagaming.
So should I eat it?
Or you just give it to me and I eat it and maybe it heals me and maybe it hurts me, but you know.
Right. All right. We'll look at handing it to you. I say it's 50-50 what it would be. Okay, that's
Yeah, he'll eat it and miss some spines and get some stomach issues.
Yeah, see,
why is this one here? We already did that.
Unless at the end of this chapter they're going to give us positive points for our exclamation.
They could mix it up. Yeah, I don't know.
But this is what I had in chapter 1 before I got rid of
Snake
it.
bite,
Yeah.
I think that she should be able to 45 164.
Oh, sure.
But no, she's already gone.
Oh, next time. Yeah. Okay.
It's
Well, that's why I put the question mark there so we don't forget.
You put it back.
Yeah. So we
Okay.
don't forget to go back there and do the thing.
Okay.
With the display key.
I feel like that's where that one goes.
Yeah, it did say the key was for like a display case.
Right.
I'll take the crowbar, 224. Like a good item.
You don't have to wonder too long about what you might need this tool for, and you can understand why. As a grubby little private investigator, you have to be able to get access to places where you're not wanted. Otherwise, you're in the wrong job, but you'll be able to put the crowbar to good use too. Take adventure card 51.
She looks like a grubby little investigator.
Well, it was Larry's is what they're saying. That's what he was using it for.
Just a crowbar. Just a plain old crowbar.
Yeah, but we might need it to get into something.
It doesn't have his initials on it. Like the painting.
Oh, is it back to I?
Yeah. Do you want the prickly pear, by the way?
Are we together?
Yeah.
You give it to me, you go, oh, look, Marcus, it's brown.
Oh, wait, no, you know what? I'm wrong.
Oh,
I put it at the wrong
Rachel
person.
has it.
I put it at the
Rachel.
wrong person.
Oh, okay.
I just said it in the wrong place.
Okay.
But yeah, Marcus has no impulse control. He's like
Right,
Cookie
He
Monster.
eats everything, yeah. For good or ill, and we'll find out later. But I think this is a stack of papers, right?
Yes.
221.
All sorts of newspapers are piled high. Gloom City Gazette, GC Journal, national papers, even the occasional ones from the international press. You have to give the old drunkard credit for keeping himself well informed at least. With this kind of disorganized stack of news, however, you would presumably need a week to find any helpful information, if there's any to be found there at all.
That's it.
Wow.
I'll check out the dartboard, speaking of waste.
Do that. 906. Oops.
Every minute, almost hypnotically, the bulbs above the dartboard light up red and green in alternation. 6 darts are already stuck in the board, and 3 others are lying on a small shelf against the wall. Would you like to throw a dart? If so, take adventure card 4-3.
Yeah,
Heck yeah, you do.
yeah. That's why I walked over.
But you got 3 darts. I'm guessing you're gonna have to hit specific numbers.
I got a dart.
I'm
it's
assuming
just,
that next time you have to 4-3 906.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
All right, she's gonna 4-5 1-6-4.
That might have been one with that. It's not reading it. Okay, yeah, it's not reading it. The key fits and grants access to the model. You can't resist the temptation to pick the figure off the bench and move it into the crown of one of the trees. That's funny. Just as you are about to pull your hand out from all the delicate
Oh no.
filigree, however, you knock over one of the brass wire trees, which then crashes into one of the power lines, loosening the glue that holds the lines to support the structure. One careless movement of the hand later, and you've destroyed half of the part. You hastily attempt to repair the worst of the damage. You can't seem to restore the loosely hanging lines to their former state, however. You loosen the attachment from the other side and simply stick the thin plastic cord into your pocket. Maybe nobody will notice that it's missing. Return adventure card 45 to the box and take adventure card 48.
I wonder, I guess it didn't give you the opportunity to repair anything that with paper clips.
Right?
I got some nylon thread.
Okay.
Well, I mean, why would I not just take the crowbar? Oh, I can't. That's what I'm going to do next time. Crowbar to the.
Yeah, it probably would have let you smash this with the crowbar, because that probably would have been an alternate way to do it.
All right, I will clear this room 223.
You comb through the files on the couch and the bookshelves, then spread out anything that looks useful on the floor. Is there anything this man failed to note down and file away? Invoices, tax statements, list of expenses, closed cases, painstakingly typed up and attached to client-specific data sheets. Memoranda, expert opinions, and court decisions, reports on the careers of local politicians, photographs in clear plastic sleeves clearly taken without the knowledge of the person being photographed. One folder holding dozens of menus of local restaurants and fast food joints. How is it possible that one person could so fastidiously file away every scrap of information and simultaneously live amidst such chaos? Just as you formulate this thought in your head, you stumble upon something that appears to be quite promising. Jenny Blake, GCPD Motor Vehicle License Registry, you read aloud. This must be one of his contacts. You open the file. Damn. Empty. But underneath all the chaos, you also notice something else that seems to have been deposited there for later viewing. Pretty badly dented, but unmistakable thanks to the brand logo. 2 galloping horses underneath the number leave no doubt that the license plate belongs to a Ford Mustang. Now all you have to do is find out whose plate it is and where they live. Take adventure card 8-4.
Ooh, is that what we take to the police station?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Because we need to run a plate.
Run a plate.
It's like, can you run a plate for me? What's the number? This.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. And that was you getting that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want to come get a prick repair?
Sure. Well, I'm like, hey, how are you doing? Oh, what'd you find? Oh, okay.
I didn't see it.
11:11.
You remove the stubborn peel from the fruit and take a bite. The flesh is very firm, and it takes some effort just to sink your teeth in. After all that, the taste is nothing to write home about. In any case, you soon notice a rumbling in your stomach. The fruit probably wasn't ripe, and its tough flesh seems to have triggered some serious cramping. One injury. Return adventure card 4 in the box.
I get another injury.
From underripe fruit.
Oh no, sorry. That makes the story wonderful.
Right.
I love that he has to take it.
I have to eat it.
That's crazy. What is his backstory that makes him eat everything?
Right. It's just a glutton.
That is amazing.
He's obviously a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Wow. I swear that seemed like it would have been. Okay, well, the red exclamation points are not good.
Speaking of that, I'm going to throw a dart.
Yeah, throw a dart. Oh, I hope you don't hit somebody.
43906.
You used to be really good at this. Let's see if you still got it. You concentrate on the target, take aim, and let the dart fly. Bullseye! Only now do you realize how everyone was watching you with rapt attention. As the dart hits the center of the target, there is a murmur of approval. Not bad! Hey, Jennifer, I'll buy him a soda, bellows one of the three men.
A soda.
Return adventure card 4-3 to the box. Take adventure card 3-3.
It's a soda, I think.
A
soft drink. Heals one injury, then return this card to the box.
Oh.
You don't even have.
Yeah.
You've not gotten a single injury all through chapter 1 or chapter 2 so far. Meanwhile, I'm overburdened with injury.
Right.
I'm gonna do 904.
You're like leaving as much of a bloody trail as that perk at this point.
Among all the spilled drinks, crumbled snacks, and beer bottle caps, you notice something glimmering. At an empty seat, someone has actually forgotten their credit card. You try to get the barmaid's attention, but she is way too busy ignoring you. Okay, fine, then you'll just have to deliver to the police station yourself. Take adventure card 4-1.
Why did I think this was before credit cards?
Yeah, I thought so too.
Why am I gonna take a credit card to the police? I'm not taking that to the police.
I'm taking it to the ATM.
Right.
But I will tell you what, that she is gonna go to the police department.
Yeah, we should be able to go buy the newspaper and batteries and
brandy.
Yeah.
4-1. 84923.
Have you forgotten? No police! You can't just sneak in there in person.
Weird.
What?
I thought.
No. Because
That too.
no. Type
the
in
spot. You're right.
Type in the location that says if you have a
Oh,
or read this other thing.
So just 93. Yeah, I gotcha.
Do you have adventure card 8-4?
Yes,
If so,
so
read
575.
entry 575. Otherwise, no police. The perpetrator was very clear about that. One might argue about his selection of players for this game, given that he specifically chose ex-cops. But everything you've learned about Webb from your past experience tells you that there must be some kind of twisted logic behind this, even if you haven't been able to figure it out yet. Nevertheless, the risk of violating his conditions and the possible consequences are just too severe. The constant feeling of being under his watch, the growing paranoia, everything tells you that he would know exactly when you broke the rules of the game. But maybe someone could bring the license plate to the police station without being noticed.
Ooh. But that's all.
Oh, so could we get this guy to do it for us?
Possibly. Yeah. Yeah, that's all of our locations.
Or like we could talk to that person, or we could talk to her, or we could talk to, or him, because we've unlocked him, right?
That's true.
True.
Yeah.
And be like,
We'd have to give.
like-
We'd have to give him the license plate.
right, license
Right.
plate with the location for the person. Be like, hey, will you go, take this to the.
He's the one who, like, it was from his office. But yeah, if we give it back to him.
But no, I'm
and
thinking
tell
maybe him or the,
Yeah.
or the bar lady,
Yeah.
who didn't do anything for us so far, so I want her to be useful in some way.
Right.
But he is a security guard, so right, he's supposed to be
Yes.
some sort of responsible individual.
Right.
Yeah, but how do we get him to do that? You do it 84922.
Yeah, and then see if that works.
So somebody would need to come to me, get the license plate, and then,
Or just next time it's.
or the next time it's me.
Yeah, kind of thing.
What are you gonna do in between?
We don't have to do actions.
Meet up with
necessarily.
him and
We could go
get
back.
drink a soda.
Right.
Well, I
Actually.
will go over here and I will see now that if this white check mark changes anything,
Gotcha. What was that number?
902.
because remember it asked us if we had a check mark.
That's true.
Is there a check mark next to 902? If so, read entry 248. Otherwise, read entry 3. For the three gentlemen are already pretty tipsy, and they are loudly demanding another round. But the waitress just shakes her head disapprovingly and turns away. Their subsequent protests are to no avail. Did you see that, guys? Looks like we're stranded on dry land.
All right, I guess we can't really interact with them.
Oh, okay.
We could still try to plate because maybe that does trigger something different.
Right.
Yeah, would you like to heal? There's no like you're not closer to death, right? It's just that you have.
They said there is no death. They said there's no limit on the amount of damage you can take.
Okay.
Now there might be some penalty at the
Just
end
have
of the
the
game.
story. Gotcha.
I got it.
But
Well, wouldn't you necessarily want to be where I am so that if what I do doesn't work, you can take that before it's my turn again? So, like,
Okay,
if you and I are in the same space
sure,
at the
okay.
beginning of your next turn, if my attempt to go talk to this officer fails,
Oh yeah.
Then
So if I
you
just go to the
could
place, I
take
can-
that from me
Sure.
and go to him or something,
Yeah.
or her.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
I don't know what
So
else.
I'll wait there.
I don't know what else to do
Yeah, I can wait there.
unless you want to paperclip something to death.
I know.
well,
yeah, because-
there might be items that we're supposed to combine with locations, right?
right.
But
What if you put a
like,
paperclip and a
These
builder?
are from this and the crowbar.
oh, you know what? If we run ourselves out of leads, we might buy a paper from the dude.
Sure.
That's true.
But we'll try to figure out what to do with this license plate first.
Can she just skip and stay there, or does she?
Yeah, she can skip.
I think we'll just skip her.
Unless
Unless I can combine the nylon thread with my hose.
Right.
So I gotta run in my stockings.
Fishnet style.
well, she's got the anti venom.
You want her to go buy the newspaper?
She could go buy the newspaper. That is an option. She doesn't have to, but she's the one that has the anti venom.
Huh? All right with that.
Yeah.
All right, so she's gonna go. What is it? 801.
Are you exploring this location for the first time?
Yeah.
If so, read entry 84. So what would you like, says the man with the broad.
So the paper, we take 36. So let me double check. Yeah, you can return 10 or 19 to the box. So, and we take 36. 1.
It's a clue. Soviets shoot rocket to the moon.
2 stars. But
Corrupt. Corrupt police chief acquitted. Oh.
Yeah, so clues go over here, but yeah, that will increase our score at the end.
That is a clue.
And also, because now that we bought something from him, we can unlock the thing that says nothing the first time you buy from it, right?
That's true, yes. If it's the first time you purchase, 851.
The man hands you your wares and painstakingly counts out the money a second and third time before sticking it into the cash register drawer. What was it you wanted to know again? Yes. His face resuming the expression of disinterest it had before you made your purchase. Ford Mustang, black, light new until it's crashed right in front of your eyes. He lets his gaze sweep past you to the street, eventually shrugs his shoulders and says, "Nah, I've read the paper. Cars are always driving along here. Accidents aren't exactly rare either. Maybe someone skedaddled from the car? Maybe they didn't. Why don't you just follow the trail of blood over there?" Gnashing your teeth and feeling your blood pressure rise, you turn away from it. What a greedy man.
Nothing extra.
It
was a good.
All right, hey, buddy, recount your venom, your anti-venom. All right, let's try, see if the security guard will help us with this. 842922.
Do you have adventure card 50? If so, read entry.
Do you have 50?
I don't have 50.
I do not.
Okay.
But that was in response to you doing 84922, right?
Yeah, so the otherwise is
And what am I supposed to do with this? John asked you. For reasons that I'm afraid are confidential, I cannot personally go to the police station. So might I be able to ask you to inquire with Miss Blake and the police department's vehicle registration office about the registered owner and their address? I'm supposed to abandon my post? That could cost me my job, officer. Then something seems to occur to him, and he looks at you. One hand washes the other. There's something that you can do for me. My fiancée, Jennifer Reed, works in the bar across the street. Her mother, Martha, died recently, years before she had a long stay at St. Mary's Mental Asylum. The loss has really affected Jen, and unfortunately, she doesn't have much left behind by her mother to remember her by. She only rarely talked about St. Mary's, but there was one time she talked herself into a rage. She said the director there was kind of a sadist. He was someone who took pleasure in confiscating personal items of the patients and playing psycho games with them, as Jen put it. He took something from Martha that was very important to Jen. She never told me what it was, but you could take a look over there without much difficulty. If you can bring me something that belonged to Jen's mother, I'll help you. He eyes you critically. But you won't get far without a car. Here, he says as he tosses you a key. You can take my car, the one over there. Return adventure card X4 to the box. If you placed location cards A through F face down, then you may turn them face up.
If you place location cards 8. Oh, okay, so we can go back there now.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And we are supposed to get. Oh, that's it.
That was what we were. That was literally the thing. Was to get him to give us a car.
He gave us a freaking car.
Now we can go over here and get and find 50, which would then we can give back to him so that he will give the
And
license
I'm gonna
plate.
guess that's 50.
Potentially.
Yeah, unless we lost
Who just went?
That was me. No, that was me. Pisano.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the asylum and I guess check out 104.
Nice. 104. The other thing is, we do have the dented drawer 301. That one might need a crowbar.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Too bad you didn't get a crowbar.
I didn't.
Curious, you step closer. The oil paintings on the wall show refined gentlemen in profile, staring into the emptiness with self-important gazes. The weathering does not become them. Some show water stains, and one of the portraits has started bulging forward in places. Beneath each picture is a small plaque engraved with a date and name. Dr. Frederick Berquist, director, 1921 to 1949, is written on the last one. It shows an arrogant-looking man with wiry white facial hair and deep wrinkles. Hold on. They look a little too real.
We did read that before. That must have been why we marked it, because it was odd. Like,
Okay.
like we were wondering, like, how real are they describing? Is this actually a person's face?
What,
Like,
it might be
like they're
because
talking about the bulging.
because
and stuff.
it says suicide, asylum director found dead. So I'm guessing it's over for lobotomy. But I'm
Yeah.
guessing what happened there is Thomas killed the asylum director and then skinned his face off and
put it on the portrait.
put it on the portrait.
Question about gameplay here, because you just drove off in the car.
I'll come back and get you.
Is it that
We can.
the car just automatically reappears on our side and we can go back and forth?
In theory, but I'd rather RP it that I will
Yeah.
come back and pick you guys up.
Or would it have been we all got in the car with you and left?
Well, I left from. Well, where was I?
You were talking to the.
You were there. You were in the bar.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, you.
It was from the security guy.
So
right?
he gave the key to
Yeah.
her.
That's true.
So I must have come here to get the key from you. So anyone who's over here who wanted to go with me could have.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. And since
Like,
we're kind of
wouldn't
up here,
the
that would
move
make
have been
sense.
everybody would have gone?
Yeah.
Well, unless one of those characters, said.
I think.
"Nah, I'll stay
Yeah. I
behind."
think Rachel is okay staying behind. She was buying some stuff. And if we
So
could
we
use
all
that.
moved over.
Yeah. I think I'm good with that.
Okay, and I did that, and then I'm gonna consider that just done, and then but we've got
408
we need a needle.
hook, and 404 we need a needle.
does
either
the
of them
paper
could be
clip
paper
count
clips.
as a hook, or do we need something more substantial hook wise,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how heavy it is. We might need to.
or does the crowbar count as a hook?
We might need to actually combine the thread with the paper clips for a hook.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
I
Except
might
for
try.
she's over here.
Yeah, I might do the 404 thing and see if it'll count as a record needle, at least close
Oh,
enough to maybe make some sound.
Paper clip as needle.
Yeah,
Okay, I like that.
I do think it's more likely to be the hook, but since we have to see if Rachel can rejoin us, after I was saying like, oh yeah, no, she can spin. Yeah,
01 with 4.
Yeah, I'm just not sure on the travel rules, that's all.
it's pretty freeform. So
Theoretically,
yeah, I like the idea of the
can
role
she
play.
just move over on her turn?
Theoretically, any of us can go back and forth between here for the rules of the game.
Okay.
But I think
The game was blocking us because we had no car.
Right, but I think thematically we should have arranged it so that the car is only one place at a time.
Right. But theoretically, we've got phones and we call each other and hey, come get me.
Well, apparently, if there's credit cards, then maybe there's.
Right. Yeah, I don't know what
Credit cards were allowed way before cell phones.
I know. I just don't know exactly when this is set.
I mean, the diner's card was there in the 50s for sure.
01404, no entry.
It
So
feels a little
I couldn't figure that out.
40s, 50s to me.
Yeah.
Oh, so 0144 and did nothing.
Right. So
Okay.
it won't work as a needle.
Okay.
Why did I try that dented drawer you guys found?
Yeah.
With my crowbar.
301.
Where is it?
301.
301. Okay, so you're gonna.
What a crowbar is 51.
51, 301.
Up until now, you haven't managed to pry open this piece of junk. But with the crowbar, it just takes a few seconds and the rolling cabinet is finally open. You rummage around with your hand in the drawer. Several envelopes, neatly labeled with names, presumably of former inmates.
Oh,
Curious, you open the one in front from Noah Taylor. Empty fetal carapaces. Strange. The next one is from Evelyn Martinez. A few yellow photos. An uncomfortable feeling comes over you. This is private. You leaf through a few more envelopes until you find what you're looking for. Martha Reed. This one contains a pair of old reading glasses. On it you see an inscription, for Mom, from Jan. Take Adventure Card 50.
That's what we needed.
Yep. So now you have a reason to drive the car back.
As police though, like and detectives and stuff, why we wouldn't
We care
Of
about-
course it's personal. Like we're going through personal.
information. I shouldn't be reading.
Right. It's like we broke into the guy's apartment, his office. But that was good. So yeah.
What else do we have over there? We have,
The only other note, I guess I definitely should mark that off. The dented drawer is done.
So 408 needs a hook.
Yeah, and we still need a needle.
okay. So I can drive us back here if you want.
Sure.
Since we have the, yeah.
I'll drive us back here, and then now the car's over here, so that now who did we want to give that to? Him?
Yes.
I want to give it to him.
I've got the, well, he wants the glasses.
Right.
Yeah.
Rachel has the thread that I want to see if that combines with the paper clothes.
Okay, so if you give the glasses to me, I will stay behind and do that, and you guys can come back.
Here, take these glasses.
And then
Is that part of, I don't know, I still don't, like, that's not part of your travel.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty free form.
well, actually, your turn comes up before mine again. So if you keep
That's what I'm saying. Is you're moving from here to here and picking something up from me, since we're
well,
really in the same place.
the driving is just the movement phase, and then you have an action phase. So I drove us here. That's fine. I could do a thing, but honestly, your turn, her turn is going to come up with the glasses before his turn will. She needs to give the thread to whoever is going to come back here. If she's going to come back here, that's fine.
Right. Yeah, I don't think it makes a
Okay.
difference.
Then I don't think I've necessarily got any.
We don't have a person that can go back. Is the problem before your turn?
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll just skip my action.
Okay.
I'll just move to the room with the 408, which
You're in.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just needed a hook. I guess it wasn't a hole. Is it fishing something out of a vent above? I don't recall.
Or maybe it's pulling something down.
Oh, yeah. If it's that, that's not going to be heavy enough.
Maybe
Well,
it is.
I still
crowbar.
think you need to combine on C and
yeah.
Maybe it is
Yeah, I'll still
pull
try.
crowbar, pull down or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, but yeah, so I'll chill there.
Well, why don't I do this then? If you're gonna just chill there, why doesn't she take the glasses and you take the crowbar? No, I'll keep the crowbar because I'll go to you.
Okay.
So that I'll be over there with these things.
Do you want to take the thread then?
And yeah, then take the thread. So trade glasses for that.
Okay.
While we're standing here.
Yeah.
Hey. And then she, because she's.
Yeah, she can.
Also,
give the
she's
glasses.
kind of like, hey,
Right.
I didn't realize I didn't see no cop.
She's obviously cop.
Read entry 137.
Oh yeah, she also took that.
Yes.
For a long time, his gaze rests upon the eyeglasses. Each time he reads the inscription, his face grows softer and more thoughtful. Jen's mother often read to her when she was a child, before her time at St. Mary's. The eyeglasses were a gift that meant an awful lot to Jen. It joined them together. That may have cheered her spirits. He smiles hesitantly. Thank you. It's my turn now. Wait here. I'll be right back. With that, John makes his way to the nearest police station and returns a little later. Miss Blake thinks it belongs to a Ford Mustang, black. The name and address matched to it are Ernest Webb, 2 Gloom Boulevard.
2 Gloom.
Ernest Webb? That must be the father of the orphan Thomas Webb. I hope this helps. Then, he looks you right in the eye. Would you be willing to take the glasses to my fiancée? Return adventure card 84 to the box. Take location card K and place it face down to the right of location card R. From now on, you can go to location card K whenever you like. When you go there for the first time, reveal location card K, read entry K.
Oh, it's face down right now. It's on there yet.
Oh, I would be willing to take those for sure.
Right.
Okay, indeed.
And I will stay back with you to give you support.
Well, This
She's,
April is heading over.
yeah,
Right, right.
I'm saying,
But
I will
he'll
stay back.
stay
Yeah,
outside
stay
the
with
car.
Rachel.
Yeah.
All right. So the car's leaving, heading over there. Boom.
All right. So Michael, or actually here, you can take this from me and
Okay.
try combining it. 4048.
4801.
Oh, no, it's
Oh,
0148. It's always small.
0148.
It's the small number first. 0148.
No entry. Okay, I guess they don't combine.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I wonder if the
you
crowbar
could try
will be
the
the hook.
yeah. Do you want to try the crowbar?
Yeah.
514.
5140.
No entry.
Huh. Well,
Okay.
that's
We still
weird.
need a
So,
hook of
so the
some
paper
kind.
clips don't count as a needle,
Yeah.
which seemed obvious to me.
Right.
You can't combine them with the nylon thread to make a hook. You can't use the crowbar to literally hook something, even though it's got a claw in.
Right. I'm going to
think-
reread 408. Just
I
out of
think they're being
curiosity.
particular.
The entry to the attic is several feet above your head. A metallic loop is sticking out a little, but you can't do much without a hook.
Okay.
But haven't we already been in the attic? Isn't that where I showed up?
Oh,
Yeah.
that we got.
We got there a different way. Yeah, we
Did
got
we?
up. I think so. I think we got up there through a barricaded stairway.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we might not actually need to go up there anymore.
Gotcha.
Possibly resolved.
Okay.
If we find a hook, we can always reconsider.
All right.
Are we sure we didn't hook it and just forgot to clear the note?
I think it was the F1 though. I think that was part of
Oh,
this
okay.
thing that changed.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Michael, you heading to K or?
Yeah.
So entry K.
At the indicated address, there is a rundown theater whose facade has lost all of the glitz of its former glory days. Remnants of old posters, 321, promoting long-gone performances hang on filthy window panes, and the glass of the ticket booth lies in 1,000 shards on the counter and the ground, 322. The sequential number at the entryway of the building next door, which must have been magnificent at one time, seems to indicate that you are in the right place, 323. The Webb family house was torn down following the devastating fire. The Trinity Theater was erected in its place, but this too has gone to seed since then, much like the city itself. 2 solid boards bar entry into the interior of the theater, 324. That's also where the trail of blood leads that you kept coming across on your way over here.
Crowbar.
And a bucket, 325.
All right. Why is the glass on the ground up in the air?
It was on the counter and ground.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
does
we'll
that make sense?
I'm sure we'll need the crowbar for the boards.
Yeah.
Sure.
And is that 325 that's the boards?
324 is the boards. 325 is the bucket on the
Right,
ground.
right. Okay.
Yes.
So
So
what-
325 is the bucket. 324 is the boards.
Okay, what's 323?
That is the next door, the numbers on the next door building.
Yeah, but that's the one that identifies it as the old Webb residence, right?
It tells you that
You're in the
this
right
number
place.
tells you that this is the right place.
Okay. And then, but we needed.
321 is like posters.
Yeah, but she has to go somewhere to take the glasses.
Right.
Yeah.
So where's she going?
Well, she needs to go here to her.
Oh,
right.
does she?
Is it 901 Jenny Reed?
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought we unlocked K because of where she needs to
No,
go.
K is the address.
Oh, with the license
the
plate.
license plate.
Got it.
And
Let us
she
do.
needs to take the key.
Sure. Okay. Then I will do the
And they need to come over here.
Yeah.
for the crowbar for 324. So I will do 322. Okay.
The windows of the ticket booth have been broken. Long, pointed shards protrude like stalagmites from the edges. Nobody took the trouble to clean up the little room, so you even find a bit of change and a still-sealed bottle of water. Just just as you're about to pull your head back out of the open, you hear a shrill giggling above you. Caught with your guard down, you look up just in time to see a bottle flying in your direction, which burst open with a crash right in front of you. Jerking back instinctively, you unfortunately slice your forearm on the edge of one of the shards. Cursing loudly, you make a haste. Take 2 injuries. Take adventure cards 5-2 and 8-2.
Oh my word.
I like that it continues. Oh my god.
Marcus.
It's cursed. I've got a total of Gary. The bishop has nothing. Sergeant Burke has 9 damage.
That's enough to like damage 2 people. Holy.
That is amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
But I've got
Lord.
2 sets of change, and I have a stone mineral water. Yay! Oh my
That might
God.
be worth a little heal.
All right.
Oh my word. Oh my word.
All right. Are we driving back?
Yeah. Take the car back to here.
All right. That is the 324. Can I borrow the crowbar?
I'll take this from you.
I'll use the billiard chalk on it.
Would you like to? Would you like to use the lighter? Combine the lighter with it?
Ooh. Sounds like I'll start burning evidence. It's so like Michael's idea about getting favor with the guy watching us to start burning it all.
Yeah.
Alternate ending. Evil mode.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, right? So you wedge the crowbar between the boards and apply all your force to pry the slats from the door. A crackling sound and the wood slowly comes loose. But then the nails abruptly give way, and all of a sudden you find yourself with your back on the shard-covered floor. In your surprise, you let go of the crowbar, which, as luck would have it, slides across the asphalt into the drain system. At least the door is now open, and you can enter the theater. Take 2 injuries. Return adventure card 5-1 to the box. Read entry.
I got injured.
You got injured.
There's 2 injuries.
That's enough for your first
Read
threshold,
what?
ain't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. So you have to read that. I read entry 870. I'll read my injury first.
What the?
Like a thief in the night, an old memory slinks into your consciousness. You fancifully twist the silver bracelet between your fingers. Or Bob or Teresa. No idea why you simply stuck it in your pocket. Since the death of your fiancée Vanessa, you keep having little lapses like this. Your fingers just seem to work faster than your brain, and before you realize it, it's already too late. With the sensation of a huge weight on your chest, you stand up and open your locker when you hear voices. Oh, damn. Silent, my boy! You nervously fumble with the breast pocket of your shirt, wanting to hide the bracelet inside, but before you know it, Reed is wrapping his arm around your shoulder and giving you a collegial punch in the arm. How's our favorite detective? What you doing? You go silent. Your heart is thumping. What you got there? The older man extends his hand towards you, while the other officer watches him in fascination. Recognize this? Reed takes Teresa's bracelet in his hand and shows it to his colleague, who raises his eyebrow in surprise and lets out a whistle. Simon, didn't take you for a thief. Meanwhile, your pulse has become so strong that it sounds like a freight train roaring in your ears. That's not funny, snaps Reed, grabs your arm tightly. Running away is no longer an option. You can hardly even move. Sorry, kid, we're gonna have to report this.
Hey, I was kicked off you know why I was kicked off the force? Because I improperly gathered true evidence of a crime. I don't think I should have been kicked off the force for
An unexpected
seeking
crackling
justice.
sound from inside the foyer puts you on guard. It fades into a sort of murmur until eventually you can hear clear words.
Wait, is that? I'm gonna double check because it sounds like Webb is saying grand finale, but we had to pry the door, the old boards off. I thought we were just gonna find some information, not him. The crowbar was 51. I'm just gonna reread the previous.
5, 1, 2, 2, 4.
Thank you.
Desperate times call for desperate measures, right? So you wedge the crowbar between the boards and apply all your force. An unexpected crackling sound from
that is
inside the
perfect.
foyer puts you on
Oh,
guard.
we're done?
It leads to a
Maybe
sort of
not,
murmur
but
until
kinda sounded
eventually
like
you can
we're
hear
getting
clear
close.
words. Welcome to my grand finale. Webb clears his throat, and the unpleasantly loud noise reverberates from the walls of the theater to the street. You try to make out the location from which he's speaking, but he seems to be everywhere and nowhere at once.
We need to
Something
find
inside
options.
me was hoping that you would get away and follow my trail here. The act, as such, is a lot of fun, but with an audience there, a pregnant pause, and it gradually dawns on you where the voice is coming from. Speakers above the door crackle softly. So enter and become part of a spectacle with a tale as old as that of humanity itself, blood and circus. A crash. In the background of the recording, something falls heavily and a woman's scream rises above the noise. You hear Webb's manic laugh, and then the speaker goes silent. Now it's clear. This is the place where it will be decided how your search will end. For you, for the hostages, for Tom. This ends Chapter 2. For each adventure card with the exclamation symbol, you lose 1 point. Note this on the adventure sheet, page 9 in the rule book.
We got rid of
Return
that.
the following
Nice.
adventure cards to the box. X3, A2.
I'm just gonna read it. X3,
Thank you.
Already returned, A2 already
A2.
returned.
01.
Oh, one.
Oh,
We didn't get to use the paper clips.
40 and 41.
41 is a credit card.
Okay.
40, I think we already did. But I remember. I thought I remember 40.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think we ever even get 40.
And 43 and 44.
43 is in here. 44 is in here.
40 we never got.
Oh, okay.
Never got 40.
But it said return 40 to the box.
Right. And then we take adventure card X5 and read it out loud. This explains how to begin chapter 3 when
But we
the
will
next
wait,
part
wait.
of the adventure.
Yeah, we'll wait on that. Okay. So time check.
So
Um,
so I don't get to take these classes now?
what, you have to get rid of the glasses?
No, I'm just saying, are we losing all this out?
Oh,
Yeah,
no, not
outdoors?
necessarily. We kept all
Oh.
this.
Unless the next chapter like traps us in the room and
It might be. It might. But how is people's time?
It's 8:30.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think we're okay.
Okay, so we've only got 1 chapter left.
Yeah, I think we can
All right. So
possibly make it.
So let's take a moment. So Don, what did you think of Adventure Games Gloom City File Chapter 2? What did you think of it?
I enjoyed it.
I think you're off your rocker. This is the worst. No, no, I like it. I like it. It's coming halfway in. I'm missing some of the story, but I'm enjoying the story that we have so far. I'm a little confused on this, like, killing system. That's all.
Oh, there's no killing.
She won't die.
It's just story
like, it gives
progression.
flashbacks basically.
Right.
When
No,
she
just an
gets
injury
wounded.
that you can keep racking up injuries.
Yeah, I'm presuming at the end of the game, there's going to be negative consequences to having
I
this
think
much
so.
damage.
Right. Yeah.
So I might want to heal at
Where's
some
this
point.
clothes? Did I have? Where'd the clothes?
I gave it to you
Oh, you gave it to me.
because it might
when you took
combine with
the
thread.
car, I think, or something.
Why don't I combine it with the paper clip?
Yeah, we lost the paperclip.
What was the
I don't know
paperclip?
what that was.
All right.
And the credit card.
I wonder if the paperclip would have been an
So-
alternate way if we didn't crack the code. I wonder if the paperclip could have
Oh, pick
gotten
the
into
lock.
the lock. Yeah.
Maybe paper cup will pick a lock, and we got a key for things. And okay. All right. So, so we all enjoyed. We're all good with wrapping on chapter 2 of the Adventure Games, the Gloom City File.
Little beatbox for your rap. I'm just a guy walking through. Never mind, I got it.